Hi everyone, this is Mincy, and welcome back to another gun build guide in Escape from Tarkov. Today I'm going to be going over what the best build is for the AK-74. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So first of all, I want to compare the difference between the AK-74M, the AK-74N, and the base AK-74. So if we look at the base model for all of these guns, the AK-74M has higher ergonomics than both of the other two, and also has lower recoil than both of the other two as well. On top of that, if we disassemble all the guns and just use their base models as well, the AK-74M still has a higher ergonomic stat and lower recoil than both the AK-74N and the regular AK-74. So now that I've shown you that the AK-74M is the clear best option, we're going to start off by again disassembling the gun and start off from scratch. So first of all, for the gas block, I'm just going to use the AK-74 gas block since that's the one it already comes with. Next up, for the pistol grip, I'm going to be using the AGS-74 pistol grip, which gives us plus 14 ergonomics. Following that, for the buttstock, I'm going to be using the AK Evo buttstock, as this is the best option out of all of the other ones. And for the charging bolts, I'm going to be putting on the gray charging handle, which gives us a plus 3 ergonomic gain. Next up, for the receiver, I'm going to be using the B33 dust cover, and for the handguard, I'm going to be using the AK Zenit B30 B31S handguard. Next, for our barrel, I'm going to be putting on the AK Hexagon reactor, and then on top of that, the Hexagon Waffle Maker suppressor. Another thing you can do for these sights here is you can put on the enhanced V2 rear sight for an additional plus 1 ergonomics. And for our foregrip under our handguard, of course, I'm going to be choosing the SE5 like usual. Another option, however, is the RK1 tactical foregrip, which gives us another -1 vertical recoil. However, it does subtract -6 ergonomics, so this one is completely up to you for that preference. Next, I'm going to be putting on a tactical device on the underbarrel. Personally, for this build, I'm going to be using the X400 tactical flashlight. Next up, for the sights, you can use whichever sight you like. However, I'm going to be putting on a 30mm ring mount with the Voodoo sights. And after all of that, this is what our build is going to look like. Now for me personally, this build is going to be costing around 200,000 rubles, but it could be more or less depending on what the current prices on the flea market are going to look like. Next up, for the magazine, I'm going to be using the 60-round magazine just because these are super cheap and accessible at this point that there's no reason not to run a high capacity magazine like this. And for the ammo, of course, the best ammo for 545 is going to be PPBS Eagle Neck, which basically shreds through any armor in the game. However, it does come with the side effects of doing plus 15 recoil and -5% accuracy, so a good alternative to that is going to be 7N40, which while doesn't penetrate as well, is going to be doing a lot more damage. For example, this does 55, Eagle Neck does 37, and also gives us plus 50% accuracy, -10 recoil, and gives us pretty good chances for heavy and light bleeding. So for a more casual run, I would recommend 7N40. Now for the shooting range, just like usual, I'm going to be testing the recoil on short range, medium range, and long range targets, along with that extra long range target as well. And as you can see, this thing holds up extremely well for that extra long range targets, basically hitting that thing the entire time. And just like usual, we're going to be heading to labs to kill some PMCs and some raiders to test out this new gun. So I'm going to roll those clips. Also, I wanted to include this clip from when I was on labs because, honestly, I have no idea what was going on here. This was just Tarkov being Tarkov. And yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this guide today. Also, this is what the final build looks like if you were curious. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this build, a like would be heavily appreciated, and subscribe for more Tarkov gun builds just like this one. And as always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.